Welcome back, everybody! Today I'm going to be drawing the graveyard ghouls in Procreate. This was actually the first illustration I ever did of them, way before I ever decided to put some reference sheets together. It's a little backwards, but whatever. The zombie Liliana is a Grim Reaper in training, and her bodyguard vampire Vervain takes care of her because she's a little too clumsy to be left to her own devices. You probably recognize them if you've seen a few of my other videos, and if not, welcome to the channel. I really appreciate you being here. I recently put together a couple of reference sheets for these two to get ready for Art Fight that's coming up in July because I decided I wasn't going to procrastinate until the last minute this year, and I really wanted these two to be in my lineup. I really wanted to share this piece that I made on Procreate a couple of months ago, though, because it was the first time I drew the two of them together, and I was really proud of it. I really wanted to push myself with doing a fun pose, so I got some references off of Pinterest and shoved them all together. I love photo bashing references. It's so much fun and really helps you come up with a cool composition, and really just went to town making their designs. Going into this, I knew that I wanted the characters to be a little creepy, little cute, little edgy, so I kind of went with a gothic twist for Vervain and a grungy twist for Liliana. I was also thinking about Soul Eater when I made these, thinking about what the weapon would look like and how the character would look in a human form, and originally I was gonna do like a Meister and weapon situation, but then I decided, no, I think I just really want to draw a couple of cute girls with badass weapons. And I really didn't care about making them Meister counterparts, so I kind of gave up on that idea and just left them as is. I'm glad that I did because I really like their dynamic a lot more than if they were a Meister and weapon or had other counterparts. I think they're perfect for each other. I love the dynamic of the cold, calculated, serious person falling head over heels for the total opposite that's so silly and aloof and clumsy. Vervain fell first and she fell hard. She just really couldn't stand the idea of this really pure-hearted being just constantly putting herself in trouble and not even realizing what's going on until it's too late. And the people in charge of Liliana's training that decided she would be the next Grim Reaper were pretty happy about this because it meant they had to spend less of their time and resources keeping her in as few pieces as possible. Because at the end of the day, you really want her to make it back in one piece, but 2 or 3 is still acceptable. Unfortunately, if you like these two, I am a big fan of Doomed Yuri, and I do look forward to these two having a very tragic ending, and I am so sorry for that. I have this idea in the back of my head that once a millennia or so, the Grim Reaper in charge is able to use necromancy to revive a soul, sort of as like a in case of the apocalypse break the glass emergency situation, but doing so will doom both her and the other soul to purgatory for all eternity, so she ends up reviving Vervain, who dies, protecting her, only for them to both be lost in purgatory, never to see each other again. But that's neither here nor there. I was really happy with this line art that I did. I absolutely loved all of the details that I got on the weapons and in the outfits. I really love getting lost in all of the teeny tiny details whenever I do pieces, and that's one of the things I can really appreciate about digital art is that I have a zoom feature, while as traditionally I don't, and it hurts my eyeballs. And don't get me wrong, I love Micron's 005 pen, but it can only go so small and it's oh so fragile. I'm so scared of breaking it at any given moment, so I really like using digital art for things like this. If you're familiar with the coloring book series that I've been making with different alternative fashions, you've probably figured out by now that I love fashion, especially incorporating it into my art. It's a really fun, easy, and accessible way to express yourself and your interest without having to worry about what you're actually wearing or how it looks on you. And this love of fashion is definitely nothing new. I've had a love for creepy, cute things and alternative fashions for quite a while now, literally since middle school, I want to say. And you're about to get a throwback to see exactly what these two looked like when I made them when I was probably 16, just getting into digital art. There they are, blink and you'll miss it. Anyways, they look so much better now, oh my god. I used to never really make a lot of original characters, and I remember thinking that those two were so cute, and I forgot about them for years until I logged back into my DeviantArt and saw them and was immediately filled with cringe and knew that I had to give them a new life because, oh, they deserved so much better. And I'm really glad that you did because, as you can tell, it's already going immensely better than the last time. I know a lot of people are so embarrassed about their old art, and yeah, me too, that's fair enough, but it's also really important to revisit things that you've made in the past, especially if you finish the piece forever ago and you just keep thinking, man, I wish I would have done this, or this different, and it really just haunts you. Go ahead and redraw it. What's stopping you other than yourself? I especially like doing this if I find myself really struggling with art block because I already have the frameworks for what I want to make and I can already have that idea inside my head of how it can look, and then I can pinpoint exactly what I don't like, and it just makes it easier to change and get a piece that I'm happy with in the end. I know a lot of people feel the exact opposite, where they never want to look at their old art again and they would never dream of revisiting something because why would they do that when they've already drawn it? But sometimes repetition really helps, especially when practicing. I think that a lot of artists, especially ones that are just starting out, get really discouraged when when things don't look right immediately, but if I got discouraged and gave up because that original piece didn't look good however many years ago, I wouldn't have the graveyard ghouls as I have them today, and I'm really happy with their current designs. So especially if you're just starting out as an artist, please be patient with yourself and please keep practicing. I promise that it will pay off, but you have to be willing to put in the work for it. And there's also no timeline to how quickly you should or shouldn't be able to figure out how to draw something and how much time you should spend practicing. It's going to be different for everybody because not everybody has as much time to invest in something and not everybody's as passionate about it as others. And that's okay. Art just isn't for everybody. And that's the great thing about having artists and being able to commission them is that people are able to make the things that you want to but aren't able to. So go commission one of your favorite artists or drop a comment and let them know how much you love their work. It'll make their day, trust me. And if you want to make my day, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.